I wonder, from your observations, from all this experience that you have from different angles, right? Practical, like research, etc. What current changes in media storytelling do you observe at the moment? And what other developments do you kind of foresee maybe in the next 20 years or so that could await us?
I think this is a bit difficult to talk about media trends at large if we think about the entire breadth of creative industries. But there are indeed some patterns. If we, for example, take a look at advertising and museums experiences, surprisingly, they have quite a lot in common because there was at some point a big shift from being very much focus on offering information, being persuasive, and offering a lot of content that is there to inform and educate, to the fact that we tell stories, right? Suddenly, all the advertisers, all the brands started telling us the stories. There was this urge that it had to be storytelling driven. And the same shift happened actually in the museums. From offering a lot of information, museums started to think and acknowledge that people are getting more engaged and more interested in the content if they are seeing the bigger story that is behind the exhibition. Then we started seeing this shift that, okay, we have storytelling, but there is experience economy, right? So we want to experience things that experiencing with more than just having a story, experiencing multiple senses becoming important. And there was a big hype on technologies and how technologies can help us being immersed in those experiences. And I think we are getting now into this phase that technology cannot be means on its own. It needs to serve a purpose, right? So it's a balancing moment when technology serves the purpose, but we don't focus on the technology itself. So I think we are coming to this realization that we use technology when it's needed, but it does not necessarily have to drive the experience, right? So it's a great addition. It's a great way to support the experience, but we also need to be smart in a way we use it. So, for example, we don't distract audiences from the main storyline only because we are eager to use those technologies. So I think that's an important trend, and we will start seeing this more and more. And I think the other thing is that because, of course, we are in the time of booming of generative AI, I think we will get to the point when we will start appreciate human art more. So I think what happened, for example, with ceramics, you can buy any kind of ceramics that is produced by machine, but we still like to bring from our trip abroad this nice cup that is handmade. And it's important for us that it's handmade. And I think the same may happen soon with art or photography. You can generate basically anything with AI now. But I think we will soon start appreciating the fact that something is human made. And I foresee this as a trend that is to come. And as I spoke to some professors at art schools, they start already seeing this, that people are actually asking for this art that is human made when we see this rise of AI generated content.
Yeah, it's very interesting how that you mentioned that it's some sort of a comeback, right, to originality, right? I was talking about this with a friend of mine. I was thinking like now we have the products, made in some country, right? Made there. Now we could have products as made by human. Possibly, right? But I see. But do you think it's going to be a major comeback, or it's going to be more like a special thing now, coming back to appreciating or is it's going to be a mainstream comeback?
Well, I think those things will go in parallel, right? It's the
Mm-hmm.
same as, yeah, as I said with ceramics, right? Like there is a lot of people who now go to ceramics workshop because they want to do something with their hands, right? Also, pandemic did show us that we appreciate being creative, especially if we are stressed and under pressure. We appreciate and we handle better difficult situations if we engage with creative acts. So I think those two things will go shoulder to shoulder because, of course, AI generated content will be always cheaper to produce. If we think, for example, about illustrations for newspapers and magazines, or even blogs online, because it takes time and effort of human being to create something by hand. So of course this will come with the higher price tag, but there will be those places to which we will be going to actually get this quality content. So I think one will not kill the other, and those two will exist in parallel.
I see, makes sense. So just to summarize, so the trend is that we want to try to balance out the number of technologies we use, right, for immersive experiences.